Alright, sorry about that. There was a technical difficulty because on my cell phone I ran out of storage, so the video stopped recording. But now I'm on my wife's phone. She's got way more memory than I do. And anyway, I just turned the volume up to 3 on the normal channel, still with the treble and bass all the way up to 10. So we're maxed out on the EQ and we're up to 3 in the first input on the normal channel with the Showmaster. I'm just playing some chords. Super bright. That's actually getting crazy with the brightness. So I'm gonna actually start using a different approach. This is what I normally do, especially gigging. I leave the bass and the treble all the way down and try to get my volume where I need it. Let's start with 5, and then as we would like to add a little bit of bass and treble back into the mix. This gives us a good amount of mid-range so we can actually punch through in a live band mix. So let's check it out. Yeah, man. Yeah, the speaker's actually holding together fairly well for being all the way up on 5, and we're starting to get a little preamp distortion simulation, I suppose, with the Tone Master here. The speaker is giving you a little bit of compression, but it's not really breaking up and getting ratty in the low end or anything like that. It's not getting farty. It's actually staying pretty clear, so let's go up to 6. Wow, that's actually giving me a little bit of crunch now when I dig in. I think it's mostly the circuit. You know, I'm up to 6, a little bit over 6 now on the normal channel. And, you know, it's a nice, full, beautiful, round, warm tone, but I want to dial back in just a hair more brightness. With this kind of speaker, when I first got it, it was ultimately bright with no bass whatsoever. And I ended up breaking it in my Fender Champ 12 with the bass turned all the way up, the mid boost engaged, and the treble all the way down, and it still sounded like the brightest speaker I'd ever heard in my life. That is for about a week. You know, playing it an hour and a half or so after work every day, and after a week it transformed into a beautiful blossoming low end. So there's a lot of bass on tap at this point, and a nice beautiful warm round mid-range, but with all the sparkle you'd ever want up top if you want to dial it in. And so just a little is going to go a long way here. I'm going to turn the treble up from all the way down to about 2.5. I'm going to leave the bass on what I guess is 1. You know, I would say 0, but it just goes down to 1. So let's see how that changes the response. I'm only using the neck pickup so far. Here's the second or the 4th position. Here's the middle pickup, position 3. still an impressive amount of low end on tap there, but I like having that bite dialed back in with the treble on 2.5. And let's go to the second position. This is the bridge and the middle pickup together. Sorry I'm sloppy, but I'm on a time crunch situation here. I can't really polish up my act much. Here's just the bridge pickup. That's getting pretty darn crunchy, and for the heck of it, let's just dial in a little bit of bass and see if we start flubbing up that bottom end. Here's the bass on 4. I'll turn the treble up to 4 just to kind of match it. We'll see what we get with the neck pickup here. That's fun to play with. There's so much low end coming through, and it's actually not too flubbed up. It's not what you'd call a pristine clean tone, but it's got a great natural compression going on from the Alnico magnet on this speaker. It's actually beautiful, and nothing against the N12K speaker. I actually really was impressed by it, but man, it's got a lot of headroom, a lot of efficiency. It's got all the bass you'd ever want, and even with the treble all the way up, it never sounded harsh. But I couldn't help, this is one of those mad scientist endeavors, man. We got to see what it's capable of. I'm going to back these back down to 0 or 1 all the way down on the EQ and turn the volume up to 10 just for a second. And I'll start with my volume on my guitar down a little bit lower. So that's all on the neck pickup. That's all the way up on the volume. It was so bright, I really don't want to bring any treble in. That's with the treble all the way down. The bass is all the way down, but because of the overdrive of the amp and the speaker really compressing with the wattage going through it, I don't think it could handle any more bass. So with a speaker like this, it's not that surprising. I mean, my goal is to see if the speaker can really hang here in a 22 watt simulated power amp that's capable of 100 watts. This is a 100 watt Class D power amp simulating 22 watts. I've got it on the 22 watt setting, but I'm not trying to necessarily kill the speaker on purpose. At some point, when I'm in a live band setting with the drums and the whole mix, I might bring in a lot more bass and treble, as I need it, but I wouldn't have the volume anywhere near 10. In a live gig situation, I never get that loud, and especially with the XLR out on this thing, I'll never need to, unless I've got the power scaling down on a lower power setting. So I think so far it sounds like the speaker can really hang. There'll be nothing to shortcut the test of time, but for now, I'm really impressed. I'll go over to the vibrato channel just so you can hear the difference in tone. Let's go up to 4 on the volume. I've got the treble and bass all the way down like I had it on the normal channel for a while. Let's bring the reverb up just a splash to about 2 1/4, and the vibrato intensity all the way on 10, speed all the way down. Well, that's crazy on the vibrato. That's really intense. But let's bring up the volume just a little bit.
There's like a pause button. You want me to close this?
I went ahead and I brought the bass and the treble up to 3. I'm just goofing off here, but you know, as you can see, the speaker is surviving. It's not going blown. I'm a little scared to turn it all the way up and try to like max it out, but so far so good. Anyway, there it is. You got a 25-watt speaker in a Deluxe Reverb, and the baby's out of the bath now, so I can't keep cranking it all the way to 10 or anything, but maybe more next time. I hope somebody else is doing some great speaker experiments with these ToneMaster Deluxe Reverb amps, because man, you know, the possibilities are endless. So let your mad scientist flow, and keep rocking.